Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this video. This is your full moon in Pisces, pick a pile reading. We're having this full moon in Pisces in late September. And as usual, we're going to check your general energy and make some predictions and see what we need to know during this period of time. And always remember, the full moon is a symbol of completion, ending. And look back 6 months ago, back in March, when we had our new moon, in Pisces. The past 6 months has been a very interesting lunar cycle. So look at what you started and what you initiated back in March and see what's the result and what you have completed so far. That probably would be able to provide you some useful guidance when it comes to this past lunar cycle. At the very beginning of this video, I have provided you with 3 different options. The first pile is a blue moon over a country road, right? A very beautiful path. The second option is a purple moon with a beautiful Chinese style pagoda. And the third choice is this golden color moon, which is above a beautiful forest. So take your time, meditate on it if you need to, and choose a pile. Today, we're going to use Oracle of the Mythic Heroes and Oracle of Celestial Deities, plus with some tarot cards pull and other Oracle decks to do your reading. Now, with all that being said, let's get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You have chosen the blue moon over the country road. This is the reading for you. First of all, we're going to pull 1 card from Oracle of Celestial Deities. Let's see which ancient Roman deity that you feel most resonate with at this moment. Oh, something almost jumped out. So we're going to pull this one. Juno. Okay, so we got the goddess of the sky. All right. Then we're going to pull 3 tarot cards from Mythic Tarot, just to get a little bit energy about what's happening for you and how we move forward in the next cycle, okay? But I'm going to give it a thorough shuffle. Number 1, oh, something jumped out. 9 of Pentacles, very good. Now we're going to continue to pull 2 more cards. We've got the Hermit. And we also have got the 2 of Swords. Okay. Very good. Now we're going to go to Astro Code. We're going to pull 1 card from here. Yeah, let's see if there's any specific area in our lives that we need to know for pile number 1. The 9th house, exploration. Okay. And we're going to pull 1 card from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. Just going to give it a thorough shuffle, right? Let's see what other guidance is out there for us. Pile number 1. Hubris. Okay. Icarus. And the final card we're going to pull from the Traveler's Oracle and see what's the guidance here. Okay. Your universe, please protect us. Please show some guidance. Help group number 1 to find their happiness and joy. Choosing your path, always possible. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Group number 1, you've got Juno sitting in the 1st house. In ancient Roman and Greek mythology, Juno, or the counterpart Hera, is the goddess of marriage, partnerships, relationships. Now, Juno sitting in the 1st house could be saying that during this period of time, you might be thinking about relationships a lot. And for those of you who are actually single, this could be about you truly desire a relationship and you really hope that you will be able to connect with someone who's your true soulmate, who understands you, and who gets you, who just is not just some kind of like random date, but you actually desire someone who truly is your soulmate or whatever, you call that person, right? The other half or the twin flame, right? There are all different ways for us to call that significant other. With Juno, this energy, one of the important things for you is great. If we're focusing on relationships during this period of time, it's okay. But most important thing that we're seeing here is that because you got Nine of Pentacles, and following that, you have got Hermes and also Two of Swords. This is usually an energy of us becoming more and more healthily discriminating about what works for us and what does not work for us. I actually like this energy because Nine of Pentacles is actually telling me that you're doing very well. Group number one, perhaps this is saying that you know how to enjoy your life. You have your savings, you have your financial abundance, you know what kind of life that you want to live, even without a partner, right? Now, for those of you who are already married, now this energy could be saying that you are still doing very well, even if you're already with someone, but you have your sense of boundaries and you know what is yours and what is your marriages, right? And what is the thing that you create individually and, versus, what the marriage or what the relationship is providing you. Nine of Pentacles, it just shows your standard, right? And shows your criteria, shows how you carry yourself, basically, right? As just as an individual person. Now, because you've got Hermit and the Two of Swords in here, right? So for those of you who are actually single, the Hermit Two of Swords could be saying that you desire a relationship, but perhaps at this period of time, you are not seeing that soulmate yet, because the Hermit is a bit like you going inward and doing a little bit reflection on what exactly is the thing that you're looking for, right? Usually when I see a Hermit, it's about us shutting the door, right? Going through a little bit self-reflection, learning from our past experience, asking us questions, that kind of, energy. And why a certain things hasn't happened yet? Is it because of our past experience? Is it because, who we are, based on whatever experience has shaped us? Another thing that I want to mention is both the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit card are related to the energy of Virgo. Now, remember, Virgo energy is about cleansing. It's about understanding. It's about sort of like how do I describe this? It's about setting boundaries there, right? Versus Pisces. It's kind of interesting that we're talking about a full moon in Pisces reading, because the moon is in Pisces and the sun is in Virgo. So it's about kind of like a duality energy there, right? How much Virgo energy that you're embracing as the part of it that is, self-sufficient, that is setting boundaries, that, that is getting things fixed, getting things done, versus the other part, which is Pisces. It's about spirituality. It's about letting the universe guide you towards where you are instead of where you need to be, instead of you struggling with, or control, right? Controlling the situation. So the Hermit is a little bit like that, right? This could be about you're still in the process of searching, but this will require a lot of the reflection on your side as well. And the Two of Swords at the end is kind of interesting, because Two of Swords in this specific deck is coming from a story about Orestes. Now you can see on the card, his mother and father are having a fight, and he's being sandwiched in the middle, and he's covering his ears, and he's like, I don't know what to do about this. Do I listen to my dad or do I listen to my mom? Which side should I take? So this energy could be about you maybe experiencing a little bit self-conflict at this moment. Perhaps you want a relationship, but you're also a little bit concerned about, but if I really go for it, if I really just put myself out there, what would happen, right? So it's a little bit like, I want to do it, but I'm hesitating because if I really do this, but what about the other side? But if I don't do this, what about, what I want? Yeah. So I can see this sense of duality and kind of like not really sure exactly where you want to position yourself at this moment yet. Now, if this is not about a relationship question, if this is about something else in your life, I do feel that, the Hermit and Two of Swords is about you trying to maintain the balance at this moment instead of just seeing everything through, right? Nine of Pentacles in a good way is talking to me that you already have the foundation you have, whether it's about a career, it's about a relationship, right? It's about your marriage, it's about your friendship, whatever that is. You are already independent and doing what you need to do. But what you do need to understand is that there's some kind of questions or some kind of balance maybe you're trying to strike at this moment, but you need to give yourself a little bit time to see, because some information or some important things they are yet to be revealed to you. Okay. Now, While I'm looking at the cards actually around you, we also have the ninth house exploration and Icarus hubris. Now, when I see these two cards sitting together, it's kind of interesting because both these two cards are related to the energy of Sagittarius. Yet, do you remember earlier I said the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit are actually related to Virgo? So now we got Sagittarius and Virgo in your energy. Now, these two signs in astrology are squaring each other, right? Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign, and Virgo is a mutable earth sign. So what does that mean? It means that there's certain adjustment that you need to make. Not everything will just flow perfectly, right? To us, and there's some kind of adjustment, there was some kind of compromise, perhaps here and there we need to make, or the other side might need to make. Um, because you got double nine here, right? The Nine of Pentacles with the Hermit, this is double nine. Now, double nine in tarot means receipt or receiving help. Now, you've got, the Sagittarius energy exploration and hubris there. I do feel that this is a period of time when you also need to be a little bit more curious about what other people think, right? What your partner is thinking, or not in a way that, we're spying them, right? That's not what I mean. But what I mean is instead of us reaching a conclusion about, okay, so this is this, right? I already know, right? So for example, oh, this happened, that means this is what you think, or this is what your intentions are. I think this group is really showing that sometimes we just need to have a little bit curiosity about why people do certain things. And, perhaps there are other reasons because there are, things that we're not aware of. And once we get the answer, we will know, oh, actually, that's a little bit different from what I thought it was, right? Now, for some of you guys, because the ninth house also could be related to your foreign travel and higher education, right? So regarding these two areas, perhaps, again, this could be saying that you have built a good foundation in your education, or you have a lot of experience with overseas living experience or culture, but perhaps at this period of time, you are also still trying to figure out what's the next step for you. Should you move again? Should you go somewhere, explore new places? Or should you continue with your higher education, what you should study, right? Things like that. Now, I do feel that, there's a lot of possibilities out there for you, but perhaps at this moment, it's too early for you to really make that decision. And so, like what I said earlier, it's important that you keep being curious about the options in front of you. And what is interesting about this is if you look at the card on top, right? Choosing your path. Again, your possibilities, right? Things that yet to be revealed to you. And it says all is possible. And so I do feel that for this group, you will have different choices in front of you on how you want to manifest things through different types of method or the way you do things. You don't have to rush to a decision. And also what I feel about this is sometimes there's no such thing as there's only one answer. All right. Sometimes we might be very fixated about there's only one way and that's the right way. And I must choose that. And that means I will be on track and my life will be fine. And if I choose anything else, that means my life will be messed up, right? And that's not good. Now, with this ninth house and the Icarus energy, I do feel that your path could be multiple and all roads lead to Rome, if you know what I mean. And why? Because at the end of the day, you do have to look at things from a higher perspective. Sometimes when we are being very distracted by the small details in front of us, we could lose a bigger picture. And that's what Juno is all about. If you look at the picture above Juno, it's a knight. He's standing on a hill and he's looking at the mountains far away from him. He's not being blocked by the small flowers and the trees in front of him, but he's looking at the entire and the bigger picture. And the ninth house is about the bigger picture, actually, right? It's about your higher philosophy, your higher education, how you see life from a higher perspective. So during this period of time, I feel that if you are kind of like, for this group, if you're kind of stuck, with certain decision making at this moment, again, this is a general reading. Doesn't matter whether you're thinking about a relationship decision, or this could be about, your career, your study, or just your life, options. I think that you can give yourself a little bit extra time, right, to see how this will, work out for you in the long-term future. And I have a very strong feeling that you need to give yourself, see now we're already around the very end of August, right? You got Nine of Pentacles, which is actually a card of Virgo. Now, I do feel that if you can give yourself extra maybe 2 to 3 weeks time, a lot more information could actually come to you. Now, that doesn't mean that you will be able to make that decision right away, but I do feel that by maintaining your curiosity and this urge just to understand a little bit more about what's happening out there, this will sometimes you might even be able to change your own mind about the things that you already decided. You might feel that, you know what, actually, I thought it was like this, but now, I think it's something different, right? So just be open-minded, right? And again, don't be distracted by the small things, right? You know, what is actually happening here and there, you know, why did he do that? Why did she say that? You know, when you are kind of like, you know, distracted by these things, you lose a bigger picture sometimes. And that's exactly what this Juno cards in the middle is telling us about. Also, I want to come back to this Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit energy. Like what I said earlier, the Hermit card is about, you know, going inward with yourself, right? To look for the inner wisdom and the guidance, and asking yourself questions that you've been bothered by, perhaps. And the Nine of Pentacles is talking about what you should do that based on. The Nine of Pentacles is based on your long-term stability, right? This card is about your sense of abundance, your sense of prosperity, and how you want to treat yourself, how you love yourself as a person, right? And when you stand there and when you're dealing with the world, somehow you like the way you are. You are proud of who you are. You're proud of your legacy. And so I do feel that this is one of the criteria that you can make when it comes to decision makings. All right. It's a very interesting reading, group number one. I do feel that, you know, of course, options and choices will be out there. Give yourself a little bit of time, and I'm sure things will improve for you. All right. So before that, just be patient and be curious. Sending you a lot of love, group number one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. See you later. Hello, group number two. You have chosen the purple moon with a beautiful Chinese pagoda. This is a reading for you. Now let's go straight into the reading. First of all, we're going to use Oracle of the Celestial Deities and to just to get one card out, right, and see which ancient deity resonates with your energy at this moment. And the energy we have got is Orpheus. Love this card. All right. Okay, so let's get a little bit extra cards from the tarot deck. We're gonna see what other messages is there for you from Mythic Tarot. All right. So I'm gonna shuffle, give it a good shuffle, or group number two. Okay, so first card, the Queen of Wands. Okay, beautiful. Second card, Three of Wands. Beautiful. Finally, we have got the Ten of Cups. Wow. Group number two, you guys are on fire. Okay, good. Now we're gonna pull one card from, just put it here, from the Star Code Oracle. Okay, we're gonna pull one card and see what areas of your life that will be highlighted for the next cycle. Okay, one card. Retrograde. Okay, so we get review. Interesting. Then we need to pull one card from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. Okay, so universe, please give us one guidance, yeah, for all the people who have chosen pile number two. Please guide them and give them the wisdom and the knowledge that they need, please. One card for group number two. Okay. Transformation, Psyche. Beautiful. Now, finally, we're going to pull one card, yeah, from the Traveler's Oracle. Okay. Universe, please give us some guidance for group number two. Guide them towards their enlightenment, happiness, joy, and success. All right. Opt in, go slow, take time. Okay. I just want to let you guys know that we've got two cards that have very, very similar images. I don't know if you can see the two boats on the cards. Okay, this is amazing. This is definitely some kind of important message here. Okay. So group number two, you start your energy with Orpheus. In ancient Greek mythology, Orpheus was a legendary musician. He was very talented in playing music. He was also a poet. He was extremely creative and artistic. But what is actually special about him is not just about his, artistic expression, but also he was a master healer. He didn't play music just as a way to entertain people, but he played music to heal people's pain. So Orpheus carries these two very interesting energies around him. First of all, it's his creativity, right? And he's being artistic. Uh, Beauty, art, design, right? These kind of creative expressions. So that could, be some of you maybe working in a creative field, or you might be a very creative person, right? You like art, you like music, right? Things like that. Or Orpheus could be talking about the therapeutic things, the qualities in you. Perhaps yourself is a reader. Perhaps you're a counselor. Perhaps you always want to work in the helping profession, right? Or maybe you're a nurse, right? Something about you that is very therapeutic, and people just want to come to you for advice because you somehow practice very soft and gentle energy and open energy. And so with Orpheus card, one of the things I want to tell you is that you have a lot of talent in you, and it's important for you to really notice those things. In one of the stories about Orpheus, which was also the most famous story about him in ancient Greek mythology, is that he descended into the underworld to try to save his dead wife, Eurydice. When he faced the god of the underworld, he, showcased how talented he was, and thought he was promised by Pluto that the dead wife, would be given back to him, and follow him all the way back to the mortal world. However, somehow Orpheus lost the trust on the way back. He broke his promise, which he made to Pluto before. He said, "I will never look back at her until I reach the sunlight." But the more he walked, the more he lost the trust. So he just wanted to make sure that his wife was actually behind her. So he just peaked a little bit, right? But of course, that meant what? That meant he broke his promise to Pluto. And so then he was basically kicked out of the underworld and without the second chance to save his wife again. And so what does that story tell us, right? See, for someone who is so talented and amazing like Orpheus, who is also so much filled with his sensitivity, right? And his love, why did he lose that opportunity to save the person that he loved the most? I think at the end of the day, it's about our inability to trust life, our inability to trust that things will come to us and things will work well for us. And so with this Orpheus card, I really feel that this is a time for group number two, for you to really build trust towards life. This is a time for you to not keep looking for validations or keep looking for confirmations that, oh, okay, so everything is going my way. Okay, it's fine. I think it's important that you actually build a little bit confidence. Now, this confidence is not about, just about, oh, I'm confident because I'm good at what I do. But this confidence lies in much deeper than that, especially because you got the Queen of Wands showing your own energy, right? This is talking about that deep trust you have towards life, that you know that at the end of the day, life will give you what you deserve. And that's what I mean by trust. With the Three of Wands next to the Queen of Wands, this is amazing. This is talking to you that it's time for you to expand yourself. Look far away, look at the future, right? And bring the sense of positivity into your mind. If you have something that you're thinking about expanding, maybe a business, maybe travel, some kind of plans you have, the Orpheus energy tells you that please do that. Because at this moment, I do feel that, perhaps especially for this group, right? I feel perhaps in the past you have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, right? With this retrograde part, also the psyche transformation. I do feel that you has gone through a lot of hardships, and maybe life in the past disappointed you in certain occasions, right? And thus, made us right not trust life 100%. we all say once bitten, twice shy, right? But look at the final card in your tarot, on the third tarot card you pulled out, which is called Ten of Cups. This is your emotional fulfillment, the happiness, right? And you can see this card with the card above it, both these two cards depict Psyche. Actually, it's the same girl. In the Oracle of the Mythic Heroes, we see Psyche actually on the boat, and she's descending into the underworld to fetch the jewelry box from Persephone as her final trial imposed onto her by the goddess Aphrodite. And then, as a result, the Ten of Cups, that's the wedding. That's finally she overcame all the challenges in front of her, and she's now married to Cupid or Eros, right, the god of love. So when you see this combination happening together, even though they're coming from complete two different decks, what does that tell me, and what does that tell you? Group number two, we all sometimes go through a little bit, setbacks, right? Not everything can go always smoothly for us, but I do feel that, if you see your journey, right, as you being on the boat, remember what I said about these two images, right? You're on the boat towards somewhere, but if you truly see your life as a journey, right? You're sailing towards somewhere. Of course, you will know some days the weather is beautiful. You're gonna get what you want like that. So certain days, maybe the ocean waves are gonna push you back a little bit. Maybe the wind is gonna push you back a little bit. Maybe it's gonna rain a little bit. Maybe there's even gonna be some scary thunders, right? Up in the sky, scaring you a little bit. But it does not mean that you can't move forward. It does not mean that you just go back to the harbor, right, and give up on the trip. Now, the review card retrograde does tell you that, okay, so when we're charging forward, it's important that we know when to slow down and when to push fast, when to learn our past lessons so that we don't repeat those lessons again, and when to sail full speed, right, ahead. So with this group, I feel that for group number two, you guys are definitely on the right track, even though there are trials and tribulations and ups and downs for you guys, but build confidence. Look at the card on top of you. It says fogged in, go slow, take time. Now this card tells me and also tells you that it's important that you go, but it doesn't mean that you have to go at certain speed. You don't have to rush yourself. Sort of like, oh, I must get there at a certain time. If I don't see the result by a certain time, that just means that, something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Sometimes you're going to go fast, and sometimes you're going to go slow. Sometimes business can come in like that, right? You keep getting the new clients and new inquiries and, money keeps coming in. Certain times you won't. And you might be feeling, oh shit, nothing's happening. So this fogged-in card tells you that it's important that you're doing something productive. You know that what you can do to manifest your dream, but it does not mean that the result has to always match your expectations. But the most important thing is go and slowly. All right. Amazing pile number two. I have a lot of faith in you guys. By the way, the Queen of Wands, in this deck, right, Oracle of the Mythic Tarot, this woman's name is Penelope. And one of the key words for her, it's about having faith about the future. So definitely for this group, if you're having a little bit fear towards your future and not really sure how things will go for you, if things are gonna go well for you, just believe that whatever happens, your spiritual guide, your angels are always watching over you. Thank you very much. Group number two, I'm sending you a lot of love and protection. Wish you all the best, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next reading. See ya. Hello, group number three. Thank you very much for joining this pick card reading. You have picked the golden moon over the beautiful forest. Now, this is a reading for you. With all that being said, let's get straight into the reading. Now, first of all, we're going to use Oracle of the Celestial Deities. Let's just pull one card from this deck and check your general energy, pile number three. The golden moon people, you have got Uranus. Revolution, change coming up, guys. Very good. Now, we're going to pull three cards from the Mythic Tarot just to get a little bit extra guidance, right? Your current energy, what's coming up for you. Any extra advice? Okay, give it a thorough shuffle. Uranus. Group number 3, the golden moon. One more shuffle. Oh, something flew out. Okay, so we got 3 of swords. Continue, we have got the 4 of wands. Improvement coming up, and the 4 of pentacles. All right, so now we're going to pull one card from the Star Code Oracle, just to get one card, and let's see what area in your life that we need to focus on. The 12th house, introspection. Okay. Then let's pull one card from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. Okay. What other guidance does group number 3 need to know? Dear universe, please help us. One card. Reflection, Medusa. It's very much about the 12th house, actually, right? Introspection, reflection. You guys have a theme here, group number 3. Finally, we go to the Traveler's Oracle. And we're going to pull one card as your general theme. What else do you need to know about the journey that you're on now? One card. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Oh my God, group number 3. You guys have got a lot of spiritual energy in here. Yeah. Now, I don't know what's happening. Perhaps this is just saying that a lot of you guys, maybe you already are you're already very consistent with your spiritual practice. Maybe you're a reader yourself. You read tarot cards, right? You do sound healing. Maybe you do yoga, meditation regularly. Or it just could be saying that, this is a time that you're going to really be submerged in your own imagination and also your own reflection. First of all, you have Uranus sitting in the first house. Now, personally, I really like this energy because Uranus is usually talking about the breakthrough in your mind that potentially you can have. But one of the most important thing is you have to be very open-minded about it. One of the facts, right, in human history about this planet was that Uranus was discovered in 1782, and that was actually during the Industrial Revolution in the United Kingdom. This card was usually talking about modern technology, right, breaking throughs, right, new discoveries and new changes, perhaps sometimes a little bit chaos coming out to us as well. Now, the good thing about having Uranus is that you're breaking through, right? You are ready to let all the new things flowing in, even though sometimes those new things flowing in a very chaotic manner, but at least they're coming in, right? So the good thing about this is you are not stuck, right, in a place. You are not stuck in a certain situation. The energy is actually flowing at this moment for you. Now, because you have got the 3 of Swords as the first tarot card coming out for you, this could be talking about maybe in the recent past, some people disappointed you. So maybe when you're trying to break through, when you're trying to bring new things into your lives, some people either they lied to you or their behavior just couldn't match your expectations. Maybe they promised certain things to you and then they failed to deliver, or they will say certain things to make it sound very nice, but eventually you realize, oh, so that's not, I thought you were like this, but now your behavior has told me that you're not that person, right? And one of the things about this 3 of Swords, on top of that, you got the 12th house. This combination really tells me that digest that information, but do not get stuck in there. The 12th house is very much about, the inner world that we have. Sometimes it, in the best way is talking about your own sense of spirituality and your own sense of mysticism, right? How you connect with the thing that you can't really see, you can't really touch, right? The intangible world. But also the 3 of Swords in the 12th house, sometimes we could manifest that in a bad way. So what does that mean? It means that when we are being hurt, we keep getting stuck in that negative emotion and we don't know where to go and we don't know how to resolve that, right? So we keep repeating and sort of like regurgitating, right, that experience, right? That every time we think about that, we feel bitter and we feel pain. And so it's important, I think, for this month is about we not only do we have this 3 of Swords, this sense of disappointment or betrayal in the 12th house, but also we know how to reflect on that and we shed light on that experience. Now, because you got Four of Wands after that, I really feel that the situation is improving. This could be talking about what is coming up for you is you are actually establishing something very solid for yourself, even though there could be, certain people who disappointed you in the past. But this could also be saying that still you're going to be supported and you are being supported by a lot of good people at the same time. So try not to focus on the things or the people who are not for you. And the Four of Pentacles after that is sort of like, I wouldn't say this is a warning, but this is more sort of like an advice for you, right? Now, we all know that once we are disappointed by something, then we tend to feel very guarded. We tend to feel like, okay, I experienced that. So are you going to do the same to me again? Am I going to be experiencing the traumatic experience again? This Four of Pentacles could be about you holding on to your sense of security, right? Or this could be about just feeling extremely either guarded or you're very conservative, right? Because you feel like, I can't trust you, right? I can't trust the future. Now, this is actually telling you that it's very important that you do let things flow as what they are. Now, for a lot of people who are choosing this pile, I also can see some of you guys are not sleeping very well these days. Again, because of that Three of Swords experience that you had, certain people, they hurt your feelings or they disappointed you, they lied to you, right? And thus, we do have this chaotic energy in our mind. Again, back to the Uranus. Through all my reading career, what I realized about how to work very well with this Uranus energy is that try not to control the situation. Try not to set very regiment, stringent expectations about how things must go, how things must develop. Uranus tells you that if you can just go with things without much expectations, not focusing too much on the result, but rather focusing on the process or the experience, you will have a lot of fun, right? You will enjoy the process much better. Now, because you have got a Medusa reflection on the other side, definitely I will say that this is about how you need to release your fear. Specifically, this could be about when you're feeling very guarded and feeling very cautious about, are you going to take advantage of me? Are you going to try to do this to me, right? This tells you to reflect on that and ask you why you feel certain ways. And if there's something that you could actually change to become more open-minded. The Uranus energy is about being open, right? Open-minded and being flexible towards your future, towards new possibilities. But the Four of Pentacles is about that kind of stubborn. It's about that, very conservative, stubborn, and kind of like, holding on to the existing situation and not being able to be open energy. So this is sort of like a contradiction, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I think this could be the theme for group number 3 for you guys. Now, let's go on to the top. It says finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Again, this is a very spiritual month for a lot of you guys. Now, of course, we are doing the full moon in Pisces energy, right? So maybe look at the energy for the next maybe 4 to 6 weeks as your guidance. Medusa, reflection, the full moon energy, the 12 houses, and also finding sanctuary. All these 3 cards are talking about how you deal with the inner world instead of the outside world. So I feel maybe for this group, you can see very obviously the reason why you picked this card possibly is because you are very attracted to that full moon in the sky, that golden, shiny, bright moon, right? In the third picture that you had picked at the beginning of this video. So I really feel that for this group, this is a very important period of time when we can really, rationally speaking, shed a little bit light on our psychological process. What has been going either for us or against us so far. And again, moving back, 6 months ago and look at the journey since March this year, right? Or maybe even the end of February, since that time until now, what has been your journey? What have you felt, right? So either chaotic or just so frustrated, right? And you are trying to push and pull, this kind of energy. And I don't deny the fact that certain people has been a little bit like excuse my French, right? Has been a little bit like a jerk to you. Maybe they don't hold a very strong sense of integrity. And that's just sometimes how people are, you know, and at the end of the day, it's not really about how you deal with them. I think eventually what they did to you is their own karma. And it's up to the universe to either forgive them or to judge them, right? So that's not really a part of your journey. Once you feel that certain people are not having you at, for your best interest in their heart, just let that go. Let that go, block that negative energy from them, and moving on in your own journey. And at some point you're going to be so far ahead in front of them. All right. And again, group number 3, I just have a lot of compassion and a lot of empathy for you guys. I do feel that, things has not been all that, always smooth for you, but I just want you to know that pay a little bit attention to your inner world, right? Your psychology, your emotion, your feelings. Once you actually get into that, this 3 of Swords feeling, why did they do this to me? This is unfair, right? Why? When you're getting into that, just take a deep breath and tell yourself that you deserve so much better than getting stuck in that type of negative psychology. Okay. I wish you all the best, group number 3. I do feel that you guys in the right place at this moment with this 4 of Wands. Just learn how to be open. And finally, take 2 type of supplements if you can, because I do see some sleeping problems. Either you need to take magnesium. Okay, that's very good for your sleep. The second thing is take melatonin. That will really help you fall asleep easily. All right. Very good, group number 3. Thank you so much. Sending you a lot of love. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon in the next month's zodiac reading. Have a wonderful week. See you later.